Today we'll be doing the poem A Tiger in the Zoo. He stalks in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage, on pads of velvet quiet, in his quiet rage. He should be lurking in shadow, sliding through long grass, near the waterhole where plump deer pass. He should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, baring his white fangs, his claws, terrorizing the village. In this poem, the poet describes the condition of a tiger who is in a cage, what he should be doing and what human beings are making him do. He walks up and down in the cage. He's looking great with the vivid clear stripes, padded feet, padded paws, but he walks in a quiet anger. He's walking up and down. He's very unhappy of being imprisoned in the little concrete cell. The poet says he shouldn't be there. That is not his place. He should have been in his own natural habitat, sliding through long grass, waiting for his prey, waiting to attack and kill his prey. He should be snarling, scaring, frightening people around. The tiger walks in anger in its concrete cell. The stripes on its body are quite clear. It walks silently on its pads of velvet, very softly. Sound can't be heard, neither can we hear his anger, but we can feel the way he's stalking, moving up and down in the cage. The cage is not the right place for the tiger. He should have been in his own natural habitat, waiting somewhere in the long grass, waiting for the animals to come and drink water so that he could attack them and kill them and feed on them. It should be wandering in the wild, hunting, snarling and frightening everyone. But what human beings are making him do? Walk up and down in the small prison. But he is locked in a concrete cell. See the contrast. He should have been in the forest, but where is he? He is locked in a concrete cell. His strength behind bars, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. He should have been in the forest, but where is he? He is in a concrete cell. All his strength is locked behind the bars. Had he been in the forest, he would have depicted his power. But here, helpless, he stalks the length of his cage. He is not interested who's coming and watching him. He is ignoring all the visitors. When do you ignore? When you're not interested in anything, you ignore, you sulk, you're unhappy. He hears the last voice at night, that of the patrolling cars. He hears the last voice at night. So you'll find the same consonant sound is being repeated. He hears. So the figure of speech used here is alliteration. His strength behind bars. The sound of B is being repeated, so that is also alliteration. What does he hear? The last voice that he hears is not of the beautiful birds and animals. What he hears is that of the patrolling cars. He stares. See, he's not looking. He's staring with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. He looks out, still wanting to be somewhere out in the open. He looks at the brilliant stars, and the word brilliant describes the hope in his eyes. He still wants to just break free, go away from the concrete cell, and he stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. The word brilliant has been repeated, so it brings out the pain and the hope of the tiger. The tiger should be growling at the edge of the jungle near some village. It should be showing its white fangs and claws while moving and scaring all the villagers. but it is imprisoned in a cell made of concrete. It cannot come out of it because of the strong bars. His strength is behind the bars. He cannot do anything. He is not interested in who's coming to see him. He is not interested in anything. And the tiger pays no attention to the visitors who come to see him. Instead, he walks slowly and silently, moves up and down, lost in his own thoughts, thinking of being somewhere in the wild forest again. It hears the last voice is not of the chirping of birds it hears the voice of the patrolling cars. He keeps staring, looking at the brilliant stars with his brilliant eyes. Its eyes are still bright and radiate hope as it gazes at the brilliant stars in the open sky. It just wants and is waiting for its freedom. Some important points. This poem describes the plight of a tiger who is in a concrete cell. The tiger moves up and down slowly in his cage, very quietly, without expressing any anger. There is anger, but it is quiet. The tiger is full of rage, but is quiet as it is helpless. The poet says the tiger should have been in the jungle, but sadly the tiger is locked behind bars in a concrete cell. The tiger does not take any notice of the visitors. The tiger is no longer free to move in its natural habitat. In the poem A Tiger in the Zoo, the poet tells us where the tiger actually belongs to and where we have caged it. He clearly differentiates the condition of the tiger in the cage and its natural habitat. It is sad to see what the tiger should be actually doing and what human beings are making him do. The movements and actions of the tiger inside the cell, in the zoo, and what they would have been in the wild provide us enough images to see how unhappy a caged tiger can be. Read the poem again. You'll find it more interesting. Thank you. Have a nice day.